불멸의 전사 2.
Trap played against Dream. I'm just drawing a blank right now, honestly.
No, Dream had an all Zerg group for his round of 16.
Oh, okay,
so,
yep. I think Trap had the group with Taja.
Yeah, maybe that sounds
okay.
right.
I think Taja barely made it out of his group, and
look at Rogue. He's like embarrassed to do it again. He's like, no, I did it.
He's done his job.
I don't have to do that again.
He's done his job. He just wants to concentrate and cheer on his friend, his teammate Trap here. But
this is also going to be an interesting matchup, Dream versus Trap.
Yeah.
I'm favoring Trap here, but I know a lot of people are looking for Dream.
Yeah. Honestly, I definitely see this coming to an ace match, but both these... It feels like that last game that we had, who was it? Super against Ragnarok.
Yeah.
It feels like these two players are very even in terms of their skill level.
And it makes sense, you know, coming out here in game number 4, it looks like the weakest player in terms of these lineups, right? Meet in game number 4. They want to make sure they can force at least a game number 4, you know, both teams, so they play their better players for the first 3 games. You know, Jin Air was avoiding that for a long time using Maru for game 4 a lot of the time, and they got 3-0'd a couple times last year. And I feel like they've learned from their mistakes, and we're seeing that here come into form. Dream is 5-1 against Trap right now.
Yeah, that's a quite impressive record to have. Although most of those games were probably IM qualifiers or something like that. But we see the predictions here. Actually, myself and Chase are going for Dream here. The rest are going for Trap.
That's a lot of votes for Trap. I figured there would be more for Dream, but a lot of people feeling the energy of Jin Air and Trap right now. Either way, this is going to be a very, very even match. And Dream, all the pressure is on him to force an ace match here. Let's go into game number 4, Dream versus Trap on Lerilak Crest. Down here in the bottom right, in the orange, is a Terran player. It is Dream.
And spawning here at the bottom left for the Jin Air Green Wings in green, it is Trap. And we heard the person in the crowd wants an ace match, and I definitely want an ace match as well.
I want an ace match. I don't care who I voted for. Wow, okay. Quick start here, guys. Going to be a proxy gateway, most likely.
And with these horizontal spawns, it might work out in favor of Trap, but we'll just have to wait and see how Dream scouts with his initial SEV.
Yeah, or if he does scout. Generally, when you see players doing this, it's because they realize that players don't like to scout early on. But looks like Trap is going to get insanely lucky with the scout, as you were saying. Horizontal spawns, and he scouts first. So he's going to know exactly where to go with these units.
And Dream isn't even getting any gas right now. Looks like he just wants to do a stock standard Heart of the Swarm style 1-Racks expansion. And I don't think that's the best move for him playing against his proxy.
I don't know, man. This is not looking good so far.
Yeah.
I wonder what it is going to be here.
Oh, quick command center here at the lower ground as well before that orbital command center. And look what Trap's doing here. He's trying to lure Dream away from this proxy that's happening on the middle of the map.
Yeah. Going to be a Zealot to start. And Dream is going to commit to the scout, but he's going up to the top right. So he's going to see this so late.
Yeah, it's going to require some amazing micro from Dream to defend from this initial Zealot.
Yeah. Can we swap Marine King into the booth right now for just this moment in time? Maybe that'll give Dream a bit of a better chance. Oh, he's actually going to keep that Zealot. He's going to pull it.
That's so smart because Dream is taking so long to scout Trap, and knowing the fact that Dream is going to take so long to scout the main base, he's just happy just to sit there, pull as many units as possible with this proxy, and then go for a massive attack.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, he is preparing so well for this. It looks like he's going to send it in now.
I mean, Dream's trying to scout for the proxy with the Marine, but it's not there, buddy. It's there at the middle of the map.
Yeah, here comes the first Zealot, and that's when you're like, okay, that's not normal. We need a bunker right now. He's got 2 barracks coming out to follow this, and really nice micro so far against the Zealot.
Yeah, really nice micro so far from Dream. It might be actually able to take out that Zealot. No, he doesn't, but oh, the pylon is coming down here from Trap.
No way to deny that at this point in time, especially with the Adept. Can do so well against those Zealots. All these Marines are so low, but he hasn't been able to kill all but one of them. Another one is going to come out here.
Yeah, these Marines are so low, and he's just giving Trap the chance to get these pylons up. But it looks like, oh, if this Mothership Core doesn't get there in time, he might be able to take out the pylon.
Here comes the Mothership Core.
There
he goes. Overcharge onto that one is going to put the healthier Adept in the front. Going to immediately focus down the supply depot here. That Mothership Core needs to get out of range here. He's taking a lot of damage already.
Yeah, but that Mothership Core will be able to get another pylon overcharge onto those pylons. That being said, though, Dream did get that orbital command up at the expansion, so he's got those double mules to work with. Obviously, he's going to lift here, playing it safe.
Yeah.
But looks like Trap has ended his aggression. He's going to take the next... Oh, okay, he's got the gateway, as I say that. But he's got the Twilight Council, which is good.
Oh, wow. Dream is actually following this up with the turret, and I like the idea because I guess the most common follow-up is an Oracle behind this, but Trap is not doing any of that nonsense. He's making another gateway here and making just more and more units. Another overcharge is going to come down onto this pylon, and he's making another pylon, heavily committing to this aggression.
Yeah, actually, Dream is handling this quite well. Instead of going for the factory follow-up, generally we've seen so far from Terrans in this matchup, is actually going for the double barracks, the 3 barracks play. But yeah, he's defending this quite well, and the first Marauder comes out to help do some damage to the Stalker, and is actually unpowered that gateway.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. You see Trap desperately trying to make more and more pylons here, but having the high ground is pretty huge for Dream at this point. Can snipe pylon after pylon. Finally, Trap makes one closer to his gateway.
Yeah, and soon enough, that stim upgrade is going to be done, and once Dream has a sizable amount of bio, he can just stim down and snipe all these units.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Trap is going for Blink right now. He does have his own Nexus, but once the stim comes out and he's already got a bunker on the top of the ramp, like, you're not breaking that. It doesn't matter how many Stalkers you have. Not with this production with the triple racks out of Dream. Yeah,
and there is that sentry there with energy to force field the ramp, so smart play here from Dream is going to get that reactor on the factory. He's going to get the starport. He's going to land a starport and get those medivacs out. Or maybe Liberators, but I think the best choice will be to get those medivacs out because he can use those medivacs to ferry units onto the low ground.
Yeah, like the idea for sure. Trap just teching up back at home. May even go into the Resonating Glaives upgrade after the Blink, perhaps. Just get a very heavily upgraded Gateway Army, as we saw in the Hero versus Bomber game. And just use that robotics tech to harass with the Warp Prism, get some observers out, get that vision, make sure you're not being dropped, and be prepared for everything.
Yeah, there's no doubt with the work account. I mean, Trap's 15 or so probes ahead to the 30 or so of Dream, because Dream has been so desperate working off this one base to just get enough units out to defend from this initial harassment. And as I mentioned, there goes the double medivacs, and looks like Dream is going to go for a counter drop.
Look at the timing on the pullback from Trap. That is really on point. I'm not sure if he saw it. He has no observers out. I don't think he had vision of the top of the ramp, but he knows exactly when to pick back.
Well, he shaded in, and he probably knows the timings of the medivacs coming out. So, that being said, though, some nice damage being done here. This is what Dream needs. He needs to pick off as many units as he can and try and re-establish his expansion.
Yeah. Kind of poor control on these sentries there, for sure.
Oh, he's moving forward. Oh. Some nice hits, though, on the units of by Dream. Forces the overcharge as well on the pylon.
He's got a lot of energy there. I wouldn't even mind if he put down another pylon. There he goes, actually adding 2 more. Knows he has to defend here. He's pretty much only got gateway units as well as 1 Immortal that is popping out here. Does have an observer for the 1 Widowmine, but he needs more defense here.
Well, it looks like Dream is actually going to go for some damage here. He's going to move back, try and do some damage here onto the Stalkers. These Marauders doing their bit against armored units of those Stalkers, but oh, where's the Warp-ins from Trap?
Yeah, needs more of these Warp-ins, just focusing on his Blink play right now. He's going to have 1 Immortal out here. Scan does snipe the Observer, but no more Widowmines are making their way across the map here, and he does have another Observer just in case.
Well, at least Dream here has stabilized. He's got that expansion up, and if he takes that gateway at the middle of the map out, that's going to be huge. It's going to delay the speed time of those warp-ins from Trap if he decides to continue to push out. But it looks like right now the pendulum has swung into Dream favor.
Let's see how much damage this Widow Mine can do, and the Natural is going to stim up and try to distract, and here we go. He's successfully done so. Oh, the pull comes in at the last second.
Yeah, that was really close there from Trap. If he didn't pull in time, that Widow Mine could have done a lot of damage. And it looks like here, Dream, he's feeling really comfortable right now, especially taking his own expansion, and he finally finds out the proxy at the middle of the map, and he's going to take that out.
Yeah. Well,
oh no, he's going to continue pumping at these rocks.
Seems like he wants to deny this third base hardcore, but going to be hard for now with these sentries. Wants to go for a drop first, while he does take out these buildings in the middle of the map.
Yeah, we'll see how much damage this drop can do. It looks like we've got a Warp Prism here from Trap for Adepts. Remember, he did get those resonating glaives for those Adepts as looks like he's going to go straight. He's beelining straight to the main base, not the expansion.
Yeah, Dream at the same time doing the same thing. And he needs
Trap's
to drop those
there.
out.
Yeah, Trap's being really distracted here by the drop at the main base. There's a couple of Adepts here actually doing a bit of damage to these medevacs.
Yeah, and finally he does drop this out, and this is a lot of damage in the main. He's going to force a huge pull. Already 8 SCVs have gone down. Looks like he will eventually deal with the drop in his main while keeping the main army of Dream at bay. Look at this, shades into the Natural and continues to do that damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the rally point of units of Dream are going, and looks like it's going to clean this up, but these Adepts have done so much damage. Look at it, 26, 25 workers for Dream. I think Dream is feeling the pinch right now, and I think he needs to go for an attack here.
I think that's critical damage, man. He needs to kill Trap right now. 23 workers. But look at the army of Trap even at this point. He's got 2 Immortals, nicely upgraded units on this map. He's about to have +1 armor, too, to match Dream here. Looks like Dream is just going to sit back and get his 3rd orbital up and try to play defensive with these Liberators.
But we see here Dark Templars are out on the map for Trap. I mean, Dream needs as many mules as possible to catch up, losing all those SCVs, but with these Dark Templars out, it's going to be really hard for him to balance between the scans and the mules.
I actually love that follow-up out of Trap. It's just so smart with the way this game is going, and those, here come the 3 DTs in the main. Not going to drop them out for now. There is a missile turret there. Yeah,
I mean, these Dark Templars are going to be dropped here at the 3rd base, and all these mules, all these SCVs are just getting Shrek-a-bopped. And here's the warp in as well.
Oh, nice little drop into the Natural. The entire army of Trap is out of position in the middle of the map here. He's doing a nice bit of damage with his own drop, but Dream could swing this back in his favor. No, he's going to be denied, actually, with an overcharge.
Yeah, I mean, Trap is just pulling the army of Dream all over his base. And Trap might be posturing to go for the final blow here. He's got his army positioned there at the front.
Second the scan runs out, he drops the 2 DTs out once again. Does commit to another scan, and he immediately picks them up again. These DTs are still alive.
I mean, that Liberator is doing all that anti-air damage, but as I mentioned before, it looks like here, I mean, Trap just walking into the main ramp of Dream. Actually, he's moving back here. He doesn't want to get surrounded by those SCVs.
Also doesn't have a warp in point. The Warp Prism goes down in the main, as far as I know, so needs to remake that if he wants to commit to reinforcing these units. He's going to shade in, and he's kind of not taking the best fight here. I like Dream's position at the top of this round.
Dream's actually winning this fight, which is quite surprising considering, okay, there's more Stalkers here. Dream needs to move back and establish his high ground advantage. He should not be, he should be just trying to stabilize right here. I mean, look at the supply count. Dream it's not over for Dream yet.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a nice army, matching the army supply of the Protoss. He's got those mules off of the 3 orbitals, so he's sticking in this game. I feel like Trap overcommitted there. He didn't have all of his army together, did not have that War Prism I was talking about. And now Trap is going to continue with the pressure here, but Dream is definitely still alive in this game.
Yeah, he's slowly but surely climbing back in terms of workers, and with that 3rd orbital commander, those extra mills are just so good for him. But the problem is, with the army count of Trap, he's also getting those upgrades up. How well is he going to deal with the incoming pressure of Trap?
We got a lot of Adepts here. Looks like he wants to commit to the fight onto the small ball of units, and there he will. The Liberator is not in position just yet. It is sieging up now. The rest of the army of Dream does come back to help out, but we do have the War Prism finally in this army.
Yeah, if he snipes that War Prism, that would be huge for Dream, just to give him more time to stay in this game. But it looks like Trap is posturing to go to the main ramp of Dream, trying to move those Liberators back and forth, trying to keep Dream very honest here.
Yeah, he doesn't have that many Stalkers, but he's got enough to snipe Liberators. So I like that he's not overcommitting to them, just having enough to deal with the problem units in the sky. Do have the Fusion Core coming down here as well as another Starport. Seems like heavy commitments to Liberators and Liberator range here for Dream.
Yeah, I love this heavy Marauder composition here from Dream, and that seems to be his trademark style, skimming the Marines in favor of those Marauders, because the Marauders can tank so much from his death. But nice force fields there. But he picks it up, goes behind the force fields. As Trap is taking his 4th base, but make no mistake, Dream is still in this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's definitely even this up here. Trap taking that 4th base, also committing to Storm Research. He needs some kind of AoE, as, you know, he was doing okay cutting the Terran army down enough for a long enough time, but now he realizes he has to back off. He's kind of lost that pressure advantage, and it looks like it's Dream's turn to try to go on the offensive here.
Could you check the upgrades on the ground units of Dream?
It's 1-1 right now.
Okay, but he hasn't even thought about going for 2-2. I don't think he's seen an armory so far, so the longer the game goes, I think Dream in this case is just going to rely on the sheer power of the Liberators rather than the upgrades.
Oh, trying to focus it down, and there he does get it.
We see a drop here.
Huge warp, and 4 Adepts coming in here, as well as 6 more being warped in. It looks like the rally point is good this time.
Yeah, he's going to try and snipe the Warp Prism here with the Liberators, as Psystorm is nearly done for Trap. He's going to be able to dump that excess gas onto those High Templar.
Oh man, this is pretty unbelievable. 19, 20 more SCVs do go down. We saw Dream take this amount of damage before, and he was totally okay, but this time Trap has got Storm. I mean, Trap is going to be denied the 4th base again, but I think Trap may want to end this game here. Yeah,
the more time that Trap gives to Dream, the more time that Dream can climb back into this game. But I love this center tower as well. He can not use scans to follow the army movements of Trap, but Storms are out for Trap though, so if he decides to make a move, he needs to get a really good Storms out.
Trap very patient here, doesn't want to overcommit. Really nice defense from Dream too, not really giving Trap an in, and at the same time he continuously denies that 4th and is buying himself some more time to get these Liberators out, finish that range upgrade.
And notice that Dream isn't wasting stims when he sees the army move in from Trap. He needs to conserve as much medevac energy as possible for whenever Trap decides to attack, which is possibly now.
Here come the Storms on all of the Liberators, but also on the Adepts. It looks like Dream's entire army is not here just yet. 4 Liberators are joining up, but both of these armies being cut down to a very small size.
I mean, here, Dream is trying to counterattack here, but the Dark Templar's doing so much damage to that small drop force of Dream, but the supplies are so even right now. But we see here Dream is actually forced to lift off that orbital command. That means no scans there for him.
Yeah, and Trap finding a nice little angle there to deny that. And maybe now he's cut off enough of these units. Oh boy, taking a hit there onto one of his sentries, and Trap is like, I still can't kill this guy.
He's getting a Void Ray as well for these Liberators. I mean, these Liberators with range is keeping Dream in this game.
It really is, and it's an interesting idea, especially because the Marine count is so low right now. He is adding more and more Marines as I do say that, which is very smart. But he was at like 9 Marauders and 8 Marines at a time, so a couple of Void Rays definitely could have done a nice bit of damage for sure.
Oh man, this game's so epic. I'm sweating so profusely right now, but oh man, so close, and like we see both these players are just working off really low worker counts. And it's crazy how much action there is in this game right now.
I'm also beginning to realize what the Void Rays are beginning to look like they're mainly for. He noticed that the range upgrade is there for the Liberators, so you cannot hold the base unless you have something in the sky to deal with the Liberators. So just adding in a couple of Void Rays for Liberator defense mainly here.
Yeah, as we see here, the Liberator of Dream is looping around the map. And whatever probe kills that he can get onto Trap is anything he can get is going to be so good for him because of his own low work count. As we see here, Trap trying to desperately to get that 4th base up. Remember that Trap did take that 3rd base a lot more earlier than his opponent Dream, so that 3rd base of Trap is going to be depleted relatively quickly. But oh, the Void Rays.
Yep, this is what it's all about. Going to instantly kill this Liberator. Oh, make it away. Just barely.
He tries to blink forward to try and take that Liberator out, but all for naught. But that 4th base is ever so importantly up for Trap, so he's going to be able to mine from that. Yeah,
Dream needs to think about floating this main orbital sometime soon. The Koreans looks like they're talking about it right now as well. You have to begin mining sometime soon. You can't just rely on basically only 1 base of mining at this point. Not even, as both the natural and the 3rd are running out right now.
Yeah, and because Dream isn't going for any ghosts for EMP, Trap is using these Void Rays. Their sole purpose in his army composition is for those Liberators, because with these prolonged battles that these players are having, the more time that the Void Rays can attack onto those Liberators, it's just much easier for those the army of Trap to kill those Liberators.
Yeah. Look at Trap, even keeping the unit over by that 4th base. He's like, you still do not have your 4th base up. So Trap is like, I have mine. I should be okay to just sit and not commit for now, as long as I don't take too much damage against the Liberators here.
And really nice positioning of the Liberator there at the 4th base. That pylon overcharge won't be able to do any sort of damage to the Liberator, as we see an engagement here from Dream, but look at the stacked Storms. The Storms on all the army. The choke point is just wrecking. Oh no, they're surrounded at the top.
Surrounded at the top, this is so close, and even the Void Rays are doing a ton of damage to these Marines now. Trying to focus down the Liberators too. Looks like Trap will just barely win this fight. Unbelievable. Is going to finally break the army and the very defensive position here on this map.
That being said though, the Widow Mine is doing its worth weight in gold. But there's no observer with that army of Trap, so he can get that splash damage onto the bulk of Trap's army. And even though what?
He wanted to land it. I mean, he's desperate at this point. I think it would have been nice to take the other location. This is going to be huge, taking out one of your only orbitals here, as Dream desperately tries to engage this.
Dream's trying to catch this army off guard, but I don't think this is the best angle for him.
You can't, not with this many Immortals with their barriers up at this point. He's just taking more and more losses. He's
the Widow Mines.
Widow Mines getting a nice bit of damage done. He's going to focus down the Void Ray, but there's just too much Protoss here. It looks like that should be it.
No, the Liberator's still alive. He's trying to target the Liberator, but the Marines.
Look at the supplies. 67 to 40, 20 minutes into the game, and this orbital survives. It survives.
It survives, but the GG.
Oh man, that's it. Such a close game, and Trap is just barely able to squeak it by and gave Jin Air the 3-1 in this match.
Holy guacamole, that game was crazy. I mean, that game was probably the best game that we've had so far today. And Jin Air do take that series 3-1. They're going to be at the top of the table, and I have to give props to Dream. Like, it looked really bad for him, losing all those workers, but he kept himself in the game. He managed to do some harassments to keep him in the game, and that game could have gone either way.
Yeah, I have to say, like, mistakes on both sides, but sometimes that makes for some of the most fun gameplay, right? Where mistakes open up a chance for the next player to come in and get back in the game, and then he makes a mistake, you know. Both players were definitely taking advantage of that. Nice drops from Dream for sure to stick in the game, and nice defense too, nice movement control on his army. Trap just really nice harassment with the devs, just consistent, whereas Dream was really having trouble defending that.
Yeah, Trap using those Dark Templars quite effectively, while Dark, with those hidden Widow Mines, taking advantage of the fact that Trap was very lazy with his observers, with his main army. The Widow Mines and the Liberators keeping Dream in the game whenever Trap tried to do the final blow to Dream, but Trap persevered long enough and he took the game out.
You can see Terran and Protoss buddy, Maru and Creator, talking with Trap about that game, going over what he may have missed, but here you have it, guys. 3-1 for the Jin Air Green Wings, only Classic. Funnily enough, a guy who has just only now made it back into the lineup is able to take a win against this very strong-looking Jin Air Green Wings team.
And by looking at the Jin Air bench there, I'm pretty sure the MVP for today is Rogue.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Taking out Sue in that kind of game, he played fantastically. And even just that ceremony grants him the MVP. Here is the results so far. 5-0 is the Jin Air Green Wings, and they're on top. They're coming back with a fire. They're adding in Hyun. They've got Creator behind them. They're looking like a really strong team now.
Yep, so mathematically they are secured for that first place. For this round, we're definitely going to be seeing them in the round 2 grand finals. There's no way that any of the teams can catch up with even if they lose their last game, their indicator pace is so good. And look at that, Mari's on top.
10-0, the only guy with the most wins, undefeated. Unbelievable play from this guy today, too, against Dark. Some of the splitting, if you're trying to learn how to play just basic, splitting style, Marine Marauder, Widow Mines and Medivacs against Zerg, just watch that game against Dark. He put on a show.